woke up this morning, the sky was gray.
Hey there, beautiful humans. If you're enjoying this video, do me a quick favor. Give it a thumbs up. It really helps more magical folks like you find this channel. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and tap the little bell so you don't miss any of the adventures, wisdom, or wild stories coming your way. Trust me, it only gets better from here. Oh, and drop me a comment. I read every single one. Let's keep this conversation going.
So we are on the hour. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start by the housekeeping. As you know, we have to do the housekeeping. So I'm going to make sure we mute people on arrival. So let's go back a little bit here. Don't think I have. So basically, welcome to Sudowrite with me, Manon. This is my YouTube channel, Sudowrite with Mary. You can find me on YouTube, and you have the link also in the document. That's where all the class, I have done quite a bit class already, 95. So I love when you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube. That's something I never ask, and I should, so I'm starting to ask. All right, for aligning for the rules on Sudowrite and the YouTube posting requirement for our video, we will be turning off all camera if possible and muting participants during the session. This ensures compliance and maintain a smooth experience for everyone. Thank you for understanding and your cooperation. During the, you mute yourself, but if you have a question, please unmute and ask your question or raise your little hand from the little heart on the Zoom menu. If you're too shy to do that, you can put the big word question in the chat. So this way it's easy for me to find it in the chat and answer as quick as possible. Bring your nonfiction to Sudowrite. A lot of people says, no, you cannot do it. And me, I say, oh, yes, you can. Trust me, you can. So in the past classes, which you can find on my YouTube channel, there is a bio. I did a bio, which was a 3 days session on Elvis Presley. So you can go inside the YouTube and find that. So I will not touch to the memoir or these one today, but I will touch on other things which you'll say, ooh la la, I like that too. So today's classes, writing on nonfiction, what link of nonfiction? What link of nonfiction? I think I was too tired when I wrote that one. That's okay. Any question on nonfiction that you would like to have me touching today? You can put it in the chat, or you can unmute and tell me if there is something in particular that really interests you. I will take note on my little notepad. If nothing, you just up for. We're not using plugin, and I will tell you during the session why. Because the plugin, they write in a way that for nonfiction book, it's not complete enough. In the past, that was the only way we could do it, but not anymore. So the plugin, we kind of use the plugin inside the Story Bible, and you will see how I do that. You're welcome. Anyone, as you're thinking about question that you like to ask on nonfiction or what bring you to this class today, I'd like to know if anyone is brand new to Sudowrite. So Natalie is new. Great. So we have a couple of people which are brand new. All right. I will try to go slow, but this is a class for people which are advanced in Sudowrite and are very comfortable in it. But you're going to learn a lot. Just know your head's going to pop off because you're going to say, oh my God, I want to explode here. There's so much information. How am I going to get there? But you're going to learn as you go to use Sudowrite. There is a lot of classes for brand new people to make sure they know how to navigate. I will try as I go and navigate inside of it to tell you, you click here, you click there, as slow as possible. but I have a big class to teach today, so hopefully I will not lose you during the class. You'll learn a lot, that's guaranteed, but it's not based for a brand new person. So I just want you to know that. And yes, the recording will be, if you're brand new, hopefully you are part of Discord. If you are in Sudowrite, you're going to, hold on a second, I'm going to change the screen here. I'm going to show you about the other one here. Let's share the Discord. Oh no, that's music. Where's my Discord? Oh, right there. No, it's not. My Discord is not open. So let's get this one. All right, this is your Sudowrite page. In your Sudowrite page, hello Anna, you can go right here under the interrogation point, click on Discord. If you don't have a Discord, you're going to just register it, it's free. Come back here and click again and accept the invitation. Once you are in Discord, you'll find all the channel we are using. So on the nonfiction channel, by the end of the day or tomorrow morning, you'll find this video. I'm very quick on putting my video up. And on top of that, in here, this is our document for today. And I will put the link of the YouTube video under the songs over here on the first one, nonfiction. So I will share that with you also. That's going to be in the chat. Where is my chat? My chat is gone. This is the fun part about Sudowrite, not Sudowrite, but the Zoom is we lose our, when we change window. There we go. So this is your document for today, which I'm going to explain to you also. But let's go and finish my little presentation and get going so I don't miss any step here. So we're going to work on instruction book. We're going to work, maybe not the schedule today, not the calendar, but you'll figure out how you can do a calendar, a schedule, a journal. But the instruction book, we will talk about it and I will show you in very big detail. The workshop objective, the goal is how to make Sudowrite do a nonfiction book. Again, I make a mistake here. Don't do your classes when you felt tired the night before. The tools you can use, the story Bibles, Brainstorm or ChatGPT, how to get an outline generated to bring your own outline to Sudowrite to do your nonfiction book. You can import and organize your research and manuscript inside a Word document and bring them inside Sudowrite. So there is a nice import on Sudowrite, which I will show you as soon as I finish this. We're going to see if we can editing or enhancing the existing draft. So if you already have a draft, you can bring it inside Sudowrite, chapter by chapter, and then play with all the tools in Sudowrite to enhance your work you already have. Simple scene using Sudowrite, how to manipulate the scene. So using the first draft, we're not going to use first draft today to write an idea because I already have those ideas. So I will not go and spend too much time on this one because it can be iffy. Sometimes it's doing it, sometimes it doesn't. So I don't want to confuse you on that. We're going to try to describe and enhance a section or a rewrite, make sure there is no dialogue. This is going to be inside the outline and I will show you how we do it. All right, by the end of the class, you'll feel empowered to tackle your nonfiction manuscript with fresh perspective and actionable tools. Please, at the top of the hour, you're going to receive an email from Sudowrite asking you for feedback. So leave me a nice feedback and a review. Tell me what you like about the class, what you like to see in the following class. And that's it. So let's jump into Sudowrite right now. So desktop number 1. Let's do that. Okay, so we have our document right here. We're going to work. I'm not going to do the here. I need my participant. Someone is having a feedback. There we go. We're going to work not on the memoir because you can find the Elvis Presley. So memoir, autobiography, or biography is the Elvis Presley 3-session. It's very, very complete. I'm going to show you about self-help, educational. I'm going to show you how to, and I'm going to show you a cookbook today. So I think we're going to be pretty loaded with all those. At a bit lower here, this is the Amazon where I have written books on topics. The series of 13, the Vault Books of Topics. There's 13 books. There's 3 books right now on Amazon where if you're out of idea and you want to do a how-to or a book on some kind of nonfiction, but you have no idea, but you have a small idea and you want to do a topic and a subtopic, you can go in those books and find on what you want to write. And I'm going to show you how to work with those books too. Next, in the next little tab here, you're going to find the prompt. So these prompts are very important. There's a prompt for memoir, bio, self-help, education. For every single nonfiction book I could think about in the last 2 days that you can use. And I will show you how to use those prompts. I will have to go and get these one more detailed because we're not going to touch those today, but all the other one with the full prompt, you can use those prompts and get very good result for your book. This one here is the outline. So what's the outline? Very, very easy outline today. If you do a memoir, in the outline, and this is an outline that are not inside Sudowrite. So I will show you how to bring those outline. And you can see for a nonfiction book, they're not very full with a lot of detail. It's not like a novel. So they have every single one a way for a nonfiction to be written as an outline. And I will show you how to use those outline. And then there's a bit more in the bottom on how to do a calendar and journal. So I got this one going. So you have a bit more information on the other one, but we're going to work on those one here. I will also show you how to bring world building cards. In a nonfiction book, there is no character, but we have world building cards to give the AI a lot of information on how to write that book. We're just not giving, so I want to write a book on how to make love to my husband and give him nothing to work with it. So you give him something in the world building based on the topic you choose. And I will show you that too. In the last tab, this one is the rewrite. So these are the rewrite for the outline. So are you guys ready? Any question before I jump into Sudowrite? We good? No question, Natalie? Good. All right, Sudowrite. So this is your Sudowrite page. If you're brand new, you only have maybe one envelope there and this one here with some explanation. All right. So this is the basic, the first page. Today, we'll go inside my July classes and I have that nonfiction classes here. These are simple to do, just in case you want to know. You can go under new, and if you want just to create a project, you create a project. But if you have a series inside that project, says it's going to be more than one book, or I want to have different book like children books and have them in one folder, you can create a folder like I did here, the July folder, and get all your information inside of it. And that one is for series, but today we're not touching the series. So let's open this folder. So let's create that folder, July classes, which is called nonfiction. So basically, July classes is here. Then I have another folder inside of it, which says the nonfiction. And then I create 4 different nonfiction books for you. All right, so how we do that? Let's start with the guide. So this is a guide book. Hold on here. So what I did here basically is I put my key information from the Word document. So I went to the Word document and I got the second one, the detailed prompt. And when I do go get the guide one, self-help or educational or how to guide, I brought them in. So the nonfiction cover a broad range of topic and style. Here are some key type. What do we need? That's what we need. Those are the kind of topic we can get under the nonfiction. Sorry. Nonfiction writing prompt, the same one that we have on the other one. Basically, what I did here is every one of my boxes, I did duplicate and wrote down what are the book about. So cookbook, self-book, guide, and educational. All right. And the blueprint for the outline, which you also have for each of them inside our Word document. One thing that I want to bring you over is when you do a nonfiction, there is no character. So how do you get a nonfiction written properly? So hold on, I need to be able to read this. A nonfiction book, the best key value lie in the clarity. The reader seek clear, well-organized, and easy to understand content. For tone, aim for conversational and engaging style. This makes the material relatable and accessible, keeping the reader interested and motivated to apply what they learn. Balancing those two aspects help create a nonfiction book that is both informative and enjoyable to read. So for a nonfiction book, the best POV to use is the second person, meaning you. This perspective directly addresses the reader, making the content feel personal and engaging. It encourages the reader to see themselves in the scenario and apply the advice directly to their lives. This POV is especially effective for self-help and instructional book. And the tense, it's the present tense. All three. All right, I got something at the door. That's okay, no problem. So the tense is present. Hopefully my dog will not start barking. Present tense. Any questions so far? Perfect. Chapter breakdown. This is a chapter breakdown for a guide. For having a good guide, so you write a chapter for how to guide on, you put your topic right here. Ensure the chapter include an introduction, a brief overview of the chapter, maintain focus and its importance, step-by-step instruction, detailed, clear, and concise step to accomplish the task. Use bullet point or numbered list where appropriate. Examples and visual aids. Include relevant example, diagram, or illustration. Common mistake and tips. Highlight potential pitfalls and provide tips to avoid them. Summary, recap key point and suggest next step or exercises for the reader to try. Ensure the language is clear, engaging, and suitable for the target audience. So this is our write a chapter by chapter. In the cookbook, it would be different, and I will show you that too. All right, story Bible. We got everything we need here, and you don't have to write all that for yourself. It's just for the lesson of today. The important things for you to do right now when you choose one of those. Let's go to the brain dump. So you open your story Bible by opening the little tag here. And in the story Bible, you say how to guides. Provide a step-by-step guide on how to create a daily gratitude practice. Something is missing here. We just need that square bracket. Detail each stage clearly and factually. Focus on particular instruction without including fictional scenario or dialogue. So this is going to be repeated in every box. So you create this one here. If you go inside your document, the prompt for the guide, it only says topic, like create a comprehensive self-help on topic. So you put the topic you're looking for in there, okay? And like I said, you can find a lot of topics. This is one of the book that I published today. And there's tons and tons of topics that you can choose from. It's been published today or this morning to Amazon. So it should be showing up in the next 3 days. You get this, you get that. So in the genre, the same thing you just put in your brain dump. Same thing, no difference. And we only have 30 words. So know that the genre and the style box, 40 words max, both of them. But I don't broke my head on anything. Same thing in both box. And then I asked for a synopsis. The synopsis is pretty good. He understood exactly what I want. So create a daily gratitude practice, can transform your mindset and enhance your overall well-being. Begin with setting aside a specific time each day, dedicate to reflecting on gratitude. This consistency helps form a habit. Choose a time that aligns with your schedule, such as morning or evening, when you can focus without interruption. Once you have established your timing, select a medium for recording your thought. Option: include a physical journal, a digital app, or even sticky notes. The key is to choose something that feels comfortable and accessible. So does that sound to you a nonfiction book on self-help? And that's only by putting the same thing properly, the right information into the genre and the style guide. And this one too in the brain dump, because it does affect the synopsis. This one does accept also the genre do affect the synopsis, but not the style. The style only do the scene and the chapter generator. Now we have a synopsis and it's pretty complete. I read it earlier this morning and I was pretty happy with it. The synopsis will affect your character. We do not use character in nonfiction, but the world building, that we will. The outline and the scene. So always read what you generate through the Sudowrite or anything, even if you just choose ChatGPT, always read what they spit out at you. It's very important. So as you can see, the character has absolutely nothing in it. The world building, now this is where the fun begins. The world building, I create a world building for self-help, instruction book, how-to guide, and cookbook. In your nonfiction, you have your world building card right here. So the world building card for, this one is for the general structure of a book. This one is for, oh, maybe I forgot to put what they are for. I will have to go back and make sure. This one is for the cookbook. And this is for the cookbook with the ingredient. So this one should be with the cookbook. So I will have to go and fix those for you guys to make sure you have all the information you need on each of them. I had a problem with my Word document this morning. It kept moving on me and I was like getting very frustrated on getting these properly done, but I will go back and do it, make sure that once you access it, you have it. So our book right now on self-help. So I will show you, I already did ask for the self-help, and all I did is, because you already have all the information, you don't have to repeat everything. So I only click on self-help, and it's giving me the target audience, who the book is for, the age, the gender, the profession, the core themes, the topic, the main focus of the book, the key concept, the core principle or idea that will be explored, the goal or the outcome, what the reader should achieve by reading the book. Structure and format the book, organization, chapter, section, activity, expertise and tone, the author background, and the desire, voice, and tone. Example, author, we cannot read the rest. Case study, example, real life example, and scenario to illustrate points. Practical exercise, any activity or action item for the reader to practice. Reference and resources, supporting the material or further reading. Call to action, encouraging the reader to take specific step after each chapter. So here, that's what that look like here. The resource, recommended gratitude journal app, is giving me a bunch of things to work with. This one is the common mistake and tips that goes on the self-help. So some mistake that happen, if it's too vague, skipping a day, giving up completely, rushing through the practice without reflection. And the tips, those stay consistent, matter. Keep your journaling medium easily accessible, set daily reminders. So these are important information to bring inside the nonfiction self-help books. Recommendation for visual aid, simple gratitude journal template, daily checklist for building the habit, mind map. These are possibly can be done in Sudowrite, but the best place to get them done is in ChatGPT with proper visual command for that. But that is once the book is written and you read the book, and at some place in the book is going to tell you, we should have a 3-column board with happiness, sadness, things. So it's telling you exactly what they should be. And normally you can take that and bring it inside ChatGPT and get it, the drawing done and bring it inside your books. So Sudowrite may be not advanced enough for our visual aid at this point. The step-by-step instruction. So choose your timing, select your medium, daily practice, expand your awareness. So all those information that you find inside a book on self-help for gratitude. So this is how you get your world building done. And that you have already, so you can bring them in. You can go in here in the world building, if I was able to find the right one. Seems like he didn't just go up and down. He deleted some of my cards. They're not there. I promise I will put them up. But when the right cards are really up, you can copy these. Cafe stop. You can copy these. You can go in Sudowrite. So if you already have cards that you have ready, you can import them inside the word building. And how you do that, you go no, that's not customized. Where's the import? Is at the bottom. You go at the bottom. It's always mixing me up because most of them are very, very close. The one at the bottom here, 3 dots, import, and you pass your world building card in here, and you just say import. For any of your world building, in any books you're doing and you want to do your own, that's how you do it. So it's giving me like the 6 card, and I just say go. It's going to bring them in and is going to fill them up based on the synopsis and the information on top. During is doing that. Any question? I don't lose anybody so far. Natalie's so funny. No, thanks. Let's see. It's supposed to be 222. There we go. So he gave me this way is giving to me, instead of giving to me in one section like I did it with myself, it's because I just go and do that. As soon as I click, it's going to do it. Where is it? So the book structure. So it's giving me more information on the book structure, primary goal, effective material taught, step-by-step practical exercise format, the tone and style, the approach is tone adapt based on the target audience and their needs, a new audience, a more friendly approach, adaptation, the voice and language range from friendly to authoritative, autoritative with specific attention paid to the way they're communicating with the reader. The artistic presentation of information focus on the shaping the reader experience through the careful chosen tone and style. Okay. This one, the instructional approach provide a structure, hands-on learning experience step by step. So you see, it's pretty good. It's changing a few of the things as a lore. Julia is asking, with importing the word building cards, how is it supposed to be formatted for it to recognize? It does it by itself. If you do what I just showed you by going at the three dots and having your word building import, he just did it by itself because he knows it's a nonfiction because you put it right here in the genre and right there in the style. And right here in the synopsis, he says, this is not a story. This is a nonfiction book. This is an instruction book. So that's why he knows when you do the world building that these information are not for stories. They're really just that. What's the next question? Does Sudowrite also support German? Yes, it does. You're going to have to go inside the in French, absolutely, Nathalie. I write in French, comme tout. J'adore parler en français aussi, et j'écris en français. Mais Sudowrite, je le fais écrire aussi en français. So yes, English, French, Spanish, Italian, and other one that Swedish. There's so many of them that we tried. Go into my YouTube and look under the language classes, international. Inside Discord, you can find them too, and you'll find out how you can actually write in other language. All right, so we use two different ways. We import the card in, or you can create one by just going on customize, write the book you're writing about. So if it's a journal, just put journal like this, click on create journal, and go and add here like weekly, add proverbs that you like to add inside of it, quotes, things like that, and you save it. Now you have inside the generation, click generate, and you go in the bottom, and it's supposed to be somewhere there. It doesn't go down. Where did he put it? So you may have to look for it, but it's there. Journal should be there. I did save, where is it? I have a lot, see right there, journal. So if you click on it, it's going to give you a journal version, but you would have to write something in here because we're not talking about journal. Maybe we can do journal on what we're doing. So this way we'll go over here and just say, give me a journal on this nonfiction guide. And it will give me line journal that can be entered. So don't forget that everything you put in the world building, the AI will try to put it inside your book. So make sure that information is precisely for your books. So here, what is giving me under the journal? Where are we here? Learning objective, exceptional. You open a bunch of new one. 3-gift journal, 3G journal, daily gratitude companion. The 3-gift journal follows the structure weekly format. Gratitude, the proverb is there, quotes is over here. So they're going to bring that inside the book too. All right. Any question on word building? We did spend a lot of time on that. We're doing so good. All right. Outline. The outline, it's already written right now for this one to show you what that looked like. But all I did in the outline, I will go into create a new one just to show you exactly how that works. So the outline because we know there is no outline for nonfiction book inside Sudowrite. You're going to go inside the outline here. Under Generate Novel, you go to the drop-down menu. None of those are for nonfiction, but this one, Custom Outline, you click on it, and you know those outline that I gave you here. We're doing the self-help by example. You take the self-help all the way to conclusion, copy, you bring it right here, in here. Then it says use custom outline. And then from there, you just generate the outline. Remember, the best way to do a nonfiction book is the second person POV at the present tense. Then you're ready, present. Then you're ready to generate your book. That is nothing, so it's not going to generate anything. So let's go back to our guide. And for a reason of not taking too long as we do things, this is basically, I will have to show you the first version. Okay, one thing I'm going to show you, this is the upgrade version of the outline. So you're going to get the first outline. I'm going to go back in the little clock here. That's my outline history. You can do that at any time. You can see the step-by-step that I use. This is the original outline. Okay, you can see the squares are very, very small. There's just one paragraph for each of them on the step-by-step guide for the book that I'm writing about. So that's what I start with. What I did with that little paragraph, like this one here, I went and I got my chapter breakdown, which is also over here, chapter rewrite, which I have to go and fix to make sure I have the right information for the chapter to rewrite. But inside my Sudowrite, I do have the proper one. So in my chapter breakdown, this is write a chapter for how to guide on specific topic. So we know our topic. So let's copy this. So guillemets to guillemets. We're going to our outline. That's how I got this, describe this that way. So this one here, you go on the three dots and you go rewrite. In the rewrite, you pass the information we just got. Now we have the specific topic here. Now the specific topic, you want to have the same one that you have in the genre. So this one here, how to create a daily gratitude practice. Go back inside your outline. The second one, under the rewrite, it's supposed to keep it in memory. And you pass that right here between the bracket. Make sure you keep your bracket. All right. So you get this. You can remove the space if it does annoy you. And then you have to go up. So there's a lot of space. Not sure why, but it's there. All right. Now we're going to say go. I want this chapter written like that. So I want the how to guide there, ensure that I include all the information. The introduction, a brief overview of the chapter, main focus, and it's important. The step-by-step instruction, detail, clear, concise, step-by-step accomplish the task. Use bullet point and number list where appropriate. Example of visual aid where you're supposed to be able to have those example of images that you can bring inside a different computer or a different program to get your image. Common mistake and tips, highlight potential, the summary, the recap, and ensure the language is da-da-da. You just click go. And that's how you're going to get something like that. Any question during this one is going? No thanks. All right, it's pretty quick. So we have the introduction. This chapter focuses on selecting the right tools for a daily gratitude practice. The choice of tools can significantly impact your consistency and enjoyment of the practice. So you have every step of that book. These are your scene that you're going to bring over. What I mean by that, you copy chapter 2 like this, and then you go in the 3 dots and it says create. Now you're going to create chapter 2. Now chapter 2, it's linked to the gratitude in as chapter 2, and it's also linked to the end of the first chapter, which is understanding the power of gratitude. So it's going to somehow link the 2 chapters and try not to repeat the information twice. All right, so we have that done. Now we're going to say generate a rough draft. These one are not really useful. This one is not really useful for the nonfiction. This one, if you need more information, you can chat with the chat inside Sudowrite and get question to have more information on your draft. Click on this. Now you have your scene. Do not generate scene. It's not useful for a nonfiction because you already have your scene. So we copied our outline in here. As you can see, there's a lot of scenes, so we have to fix that. So first, we're going to put our introduction together. So the introduction, this chapter, step-by-step instruction. So step 1, you stick it there. This can go together too, so you're going to put it at the end. This one can be there too. Then we have step 2, then the physical journal, the digital, make space a bit, the voice recorder, the sticky note, then step 3. So you clean up these so you don't have all those scenes. If you have all those scenes, you're going to end up with a 10,000 word first chapter or second chapter, wherever the chapter you are in. All right, so we have our step here, example of visual. So you put this here, there, and there. If you want bigger or more information, you can put them and leave them like this. You can also put common mistake and just leave like that. The tips alone, the mistake alone, and then you get a lot more information. So it's up to you on how you want to do it. So common mistakes, tips there, test a different method. There, put the mistake over here. Now the tips and mistake again. Tips and this, that looks all right. And the summary, put that together. So that brings us to 11 scene that we're going to ask to write. Second person is perfect. Present tense, perfect. The important part now, it's a nonfiction book. Do not use Muse, that won't work. Nonfiction means you need a very intelligent model to write, and a model which doesn't make story or get information that make absolutely no sense for your books, or you just go and make a recipe on chicken and put chocolate in it. So you don't need that. I haven't tried Excellent because it's good for other kind of book. I will have to test it a bit more, but for a very, very good result right off the bat, it's under Advanced, and you go get Gemini Pro 2.5. So we know this is part of Google, so it gets you a lot of good information and up-to-date information as much as possible. So Google AI model with a large context model and a good instruction following, which is very important. It has to follow the instruction. So use that. Use Gemini Pro 2.5. And all you have to do now is click Generate. Do not shorten. You already did the shortening yourself. Just say Generate the prose. Let's see what that's going to give us. Any question during we generate the first scene or two inside this? So far, that's answer your requirement for nonfiction. Perfect. Let's get this There we go. Nice thinking. Thank you, David. All right, now he's starting to write. So you have taken the first most crucial step. You have accepted the invitation. Perhaps just a moment ago or last night before sleep, you paused the relentless forward momentum of life and deliberately looked back. You shift thought, the hour not for flaws or failure, but for a moment of goodness. You located 3 of them. You held them in your mind. You named them. You considered their origin, their texture, their quiet meaning. This initial act, this simple internal reorientation of your attention is the seed from which everything else will grow. So this chapter is dedicated to the selection of your tools. The word may sound mundane, clinical, even, as if you are merely choosing a hammer or a screwdriver from hardware store. That is not the spirit. That is not the spirit of this enterprise. Think instead of master calligrapher selecting a brush. Interesting. The choice is therefore far more significant than I might first appear. Let's get going here, see what is going to. Scene 2, the first step in the practical process is one of the profound introspection. Before you can choose your instrument, you must come to know the musician. He's having a lot of metaphor. The image. Now shift the image. Imagine yourself in the same quiet space, but this time your hands are poised over your keyboard. It could be crisp, mechanical click or desktop keyboard or the soft tap of the laptop key. Picture your thought flowing through your arm. Having considered the how, you must know. Turn the when and where. Your daily gratitude practice need a home within 24-hour circle. And it keeps on going. So we are at 5,000 words. It did go fast. Once we have selected primary recording methods, it's talking about all those methods on how to record for your practice. That was chapter 2. Having chosen the primary supporting tools, creating a home for your practice. So pretty detailed information on that practice. Obviously, when you finish these, you go and read it, shut it up, remove things when there's too much, but there is no dialogue. You can tell it's really an instruction book right now. How good is to write for more academic approach to nonfiction? I need a reference to good location of the text in the academic field. Would it bring it in the writing? Yeah, it would, if you are precise on what you want. So I will pause this and I will show you here the number 1. So this is basically, it's really, if you read all of it, it's basically about the whole information is about our gratitude effect blueprint for the brain and the body. One of the left under of the mind heading, you see the stylized icon of the human brain with gentle light, boosting the neurotransmitter, reducing stress hormones, improve silence, sharpens focus, decrease negative emotion. So you can tell that it's really based, depending on what the chapter is about. Obviously, the other one was more on using the tools, which make it a bit less interesting. But like I said, it got every one of those taken care of, and then it's giving you an example and tips and mistake at the bottom, because I stop it. This is how to make a self-help. Let's get to the next one. The next example I have for you, it's already 48. So I'm going to go out of the self-help and show you a different one. Let's go with cookbook. That's the guide. The self-help is over here. That one is on education, based on something else. Which one? Cookbook or educational? Guess cookbook will answer educational. All right. Educational. Let's get to our brain dump. We already know that all the information is inside the document. Educational, develop a clear instructional text, mindfulness for beginner. Breaking down complex concept into an easy to understand explanation and factual content. Avoid any fictional element or dialogue. So this information, we brought it inside our genre. We bring it inside our style. And then we got a synopsis. So the mindfulness is a practice of being fully present and engaged in the moment. Mindfulness meditation is the core practice. Incorporating mindfulness into daily life. I'm sorry, everything is about self-help. I asked ChatGPT to give me some good information. It says, based on what you earlier said, let's get this one. So, okay. All right. So, overcoming common challenge, mindfulness. So, we have a 528 words synopsis on that educational book. So this one will be different than the other one, which is the guide. Again, I did go and do a how-to guide, which give me the target audience. The book is designed for a broad audience from complete beginner to intermediate practitioner of mindfulness. It's specially catered to busy modern individuals seeking practice way to reduce stress and improve their quality of life. The core concept, key idea or principle that the book will cover. The core concept include fundamental of mindfulness practice, the science behind the mindfulness practice, the present moment awareness, non-judgment observation, mindfulness breathing technique, etc. Learning objective, reader will learn, establish a regular mindfulness practice, implement various meditation technique, apply mindfulness in daily situations. So if you have a book on something even more precise, like how to use a computer or something like that, you will find the education, you'll have to change the information inside the genre. Instead of mindfulness, you will have to put down the topic on the book you want to write and make sure that you have all the information. Obviously, go and read your synopsis. The world building, it's pretty good on this one here with all the information I need. The book organized in 3 main sections: foundation of mindfulness, basic concept and starting practice, deepening practice, and specialized application, living mindfully, integration into daily life. Each chapter ends with a summary, practice guideline, a progress tracking tools, include appendix with quick reference guide and additional resources. So read all these information to make sure this coincides with what you want in your book. Or if you already have your book, you can bring these chapter by chapter inside and your synopsis inside Sudowrite. Just make sure you have that information inside the genre in the style box, that this is a nonfiction, that you don't want any of the dialogue, second person, present tense, and you'll be good with that. The outline, the same thing. If you go inside the outline, general outline, and you go into the educational book, you copy this and you bring it inside the outline as I showed earlier. When you go with the arrow down on the custom, pass it down, then generate your outline. So the outline did the same thing. So you can see there was a small part of the outline here, and then you have the open information of more description of what the outline is about. So is the chapter introduce the concept of mindfulness. The introduction, the chapter begin by introducing mindfulness as a powerful tool for enhancing well-being and reducing stress. The core content, definition of mindfulness, the origin and the evolution, the science of mindfulness, the key component of mindfulness, and mindfulness versus meditation. There will be a visual aid that you're going to get inside ChatGPT or a different program to do illustration. The common mistake and tips, the summary and reflection, the recap of the main point, and then action step by step. Conduct a simple 2-minute mindfulness information on this. And then we're going to see what that look like. So this chapter 1 already been created. So here what that look like. So we have that information. You are moving through your day, but you are not truly there. Your body is in one place, sitting in a meeting, driving through traffic, standing in a line for a coffee, but your mind is somewhere else entirely. Let's get this close here. Scene 2. This introductory section is a detail in the combined plan for Scene 1. Has now been written. It served to the purpose to outline in the Scene 2. So, okay, that makes no sense. So that's something you have to go and verify what was the second scene was introduction to the chapter. Yeah, he did. So the introduction is right there. So he's right, it's repeating. So I could have gone and just delete one of the two and just use the other one. So it's not the program which is wrong, it's a repeat. Scene 3, what exactly is mindfulness? Is the heart at its heart, mindfulness is an elegant, simple concept. While entire libraries have been filled with texts exploring its nuance, the most practical and widely used definition come from the contemporary pioneer John Kabat-Zinn. So we could go and ask if this guy is really the pioneer of that. You can go inside Google and Google it. He defined mindfulness as paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmental. The definition, the first, you are asked to pay attention on purpose. And then we go more from the ancient wisdom to modern science. So the history of that book. The Science of a Quiet Mind. You might be thinking that the benefits described so far sounds appealing, but perhaps it's a bit abstract. It's natural to understand how the simple act of paying attention can create such significant change, and so on. So the 3 pillars is giving you 3 pillars to work with, which we see that a lot in instruction book, having pillar 1, pillar 2, and pillar 3 with the information, and the rest of the book goes on these information. So it's pretty well done here. And as I tell you, you can always go and change things. Then the mindfulness versus meditation was the difference. It's giving you the difference. So all these, when you put them inside a book, you just go and highlight them and make them as a subtitle. So those are a way for you to know that these are dark color, subtitle, and things like that. So there's a way to figure out what those stars are. So this instructional point has been integrated into prose for previous scenes. So in the prose scenes 5, so there's more information for each of the prose that you can use and fix the way you want. So it's giving you some pointer on that. Clear the path, common myth and misconception. Myth 1, myth 2, myth 3. Then a helpful hint for your journey. Start small, really small. Then it's giving you a paragraph on that. Embracing kindness and core instruction. Link your practice to an existing habit. So it's pretty complete. So 7,000 words, I will reduce that quite a bit. When I read it, things that I think it's not belong to the book or it's too much information. Very soon you're going to have an editor, which will be available in a few months, that will help you to reduce these things to more concise information. So it's something that is coming up very soon that would be very, very useful. So this is how you can do a book, instruction book. Obviously, it's on mindfulness. If I was using something like computer or how to do your finance, that will look different, but the basic, it's the same. Now, any question on the education? I will show you the recipes book. Recipes book. The recipes book is a bit different for one single reason. Is the first chapter is explanation of the book, and when you go for the rest, it's the recipes. So the first chapter is the explanation. So when the rest of them is talking about the recipes, you don't want to have a long information about each recipes like that. So how I do that? Again, we have genre and style exactly the same. So create a collection of recipes for one pot meal for busy weeknight. And you put the same in the style, then you ask for a synopsis. So discover a collection of simple, satisfying one-pot meal designed for busy weeknight. Each recipe is focused on minimizing prep and cleaning up while maximizing flavor, making it easy, and enjoy home-cooked dinner without the hassle. The recipes cover a range of cuisine and ingredient, offering something for every taste and occasion. So the synopsis is pretty good for a cookbook, giving you a lot of information for what you want to do in that cookbook. The world building, again, as you go in world building card, I will have to go and make sure I have, now I got the cookbook. So the cookbook here is the target audience, the team focus, the recipes, the ingredient, the cook technique, and the layout and design. And I believe this part here is supposed to be the first chapter of cookbook. I will make sure it's that. There's a mix-up here that I know why it's happened, but we'll fix that too. The world building, I did that cookbook one, so I went and get my world building cards for the cookbook, copy them, or I just go one by one and create a single card like that one cookbook. And basically it's giving me everything in one card. So the name is the One Pot Cookbook. The target primary audience is busy working professional, family, and time-conscious home cook who wants delicious home-cooked meals without extensive cleanup. The theme focus on exclusively on one-pot cooking method that minimize cleaning up while maximizing the flavor. The recipes feature 75 plus diverse recipes spanning multiple categories: hearty, comfort classic, stroganoff, pot pie, international cuisine, Moroccan, Thai, healthy option, grain, bowl, vegetable forward dishes, quick pasta meals, a simple dessert. Each recipes include variation and substitution. Next, the ingredient essential equipment center around the versatile cooking vessel, the Dutch oven, the large skillet, the deep saute pan, and stock pot. Pantry staples include basic aromatic onion, garlic, broth, common spice, versatile protein. The cooking technique highlight fundamental one-pot technique like layering flavor, proper ingredient ordering, and timing. The layout and the design organized in a progressive chapter from quickest to more leisurely recipes. So we have a pretty good world building card for a cookbook. The outline, same thing with the outline. You go into the outline and you go for the cookbook outline. So you copy this and you go inside your Sudowrite. You go down arrows in the outline. You go under custom, copy the outline in, second person POV, present tense. Then you write your outline. So the first chapter is basically explaining the book. So this one, it's the first version of the cookbook inside, which I will have to bring over here. Pretty sure I put it, chapter breakdown. Right, the cookbook specific theme. Yeah, here I have this one here. So the breakdown for the first chapter is this. And then the breakdown for the chapter with recipes is that. So I will make sure I bring that inside the nonfiction, our document over here, so you have it. Okay, so the first outline is very general. It's giving me all the recipes that's going to be in the book, all the tools required, all the information required to do this. How many words does Sudowrite produce for a book? And can I extend the word count? You can extend as much as you want and very, very easily. You can, once it's doing the writing, you can go inside your chapter and expand. I will show you that, how to do it. So I'm going to finish this and I'm going to show you that. So the Welcome One Pot Wonder is there, chapter 1. I did go over chapter 2 because I don't want to talk about these one. But what I did is chapter 3, which is basically recipes that goes with it. And I did it in a way so you can see the difference. So chapter 1, now we show you this. I did take everything from the outline and I clean it up. So we had 8 little scenes. He explained about the book, how it's been written, and all the recipes that goes inside. You're welcome, Natalie. All information about the book. This, when he does things like this, he doesn't finish. You can finish it after, and I will show you what I did with that. So I did finish everything. So he's telling me about the earthy comfort classic, the one pot beef stroganoff, all the recipes that he's going to talk about in the book. And the step number 2 that somehow got missed, you go when you finish writing the book or the chapter, you go at the bottom, and I will, sorry, I'm going up and down and some people make them feel sick. Basically, you go here and says, okay, the 8 and the 2 didn't get written properly, so I would have to send them the error that happened here. But if you have something like that happening, they'll say, oh my God, I have to start from scratch. No, you don't. You just take this, you go into the generate, you go in the drop down, you find scene number 2, you make sure that little tab here is at continue writing from, then you say write chapter 2 or the scene number 2 and just go and generate, and it's going to generate scene number 2. Just keep an eye on it because it's going to keep going and do chapter the scene number 3 and 4 da da da. So keep an eye on it because the next one was the 8 that I have to get written too. So basically I would have gone and say please do 8 from here and keep going. So the 8 is in here, but I have to find the cut down because I did ask to create 8. But this is how you can rewrite just one section at a time if you want at any point during the book is written. Okay, so this chapter 1 is really just a presentation and what's inside the book. Look at what happened when I ask with make the recipes, one recipes at a time with all the information. So here we have chapter 2 or chapter 3, the recipes. So I say recipes title, each dish is clearly named and beginning of the recipes. The ingredients, a comprehensive list and requirement ingredient with precise measurement is provided. A 3 step-by-step instruction, detailed cooking step are outlined to logical order, ensure clarity and ease of preparation. So it has a pretty good outline for this chapter for these recipes. So the one pot stroganoff, the skillet chicken pot pie, the Dutch oven meatloaf, the one pan shepherd pie, and the stovetop mac and cheese with bacon. So here's the result. So it's giving me a bit of information on the recipes and then says, okay, let's do the beef stroganoff. So this is a dish of pure, unapologetic luxury. You think of a tender strip of beef and an earthy mushroom, all enveloped in a tangy velvet cream sauce. It tastes expensive. It feels complicated. Can I publish a book for KDP? If so, how do I set up the cover? You're going to have, can you stay until after I finish this, David? Because it's outside the purview of this class. I will answer your question after. Is that okay? I'm almost done. Perfect. So this is the information on this. He's telling me that the preparation time is 15 minutes. The cooking time is 30 minutes. We serve 4 people. The ingredient, 1.5 pounds of beef sirloin or flank steak sliced thinly against the grain into 2-inch strips. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 2 tablespoons unsalt butter, divided. 1 pound of creamy mushroom, clean and slice. 1 large yellow onion, finely chopped. 3 cloves of garlic mince. 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. 4 cups of low-sodium beef broth warm. 1 tablespoon of Dijon. So you have a very nice, well set recipes with the ingredient. Then you have the step-by-step. Prepare the beef. Pat your steak strip completely dry with paper towel. This is essential for getting a good sear. Season them generously on all sides with kosher salt and finely ground black pepper. Sear the beef. Place a large Dutch oven or a deep, heavy bottom skillet over medium-high heat. Cook the vegetable. Reduce the heat, medium. Build the sauce. Add the remaining 1 tablespoon of butter to the pot. Once it melts, sprinkle with flour over the vegetable and stir constantly for 1 minute to cook out the raw flour taste. Interesting. Deglaze and simmer. Cook the noodles. Finish the stroganoff, turn off the heat, return the seared beef and any accumulated juice on the plate back to the pot. Taste and season to taste the stroganoff. Add more salt and pepper as needed until the flavor are bold and balanced. Tips and variation: vegetarian, protein swap, extra richness, gluten-free. Interesting, this part. Serving suggestion: scene 2, the skillet chicken pot pie. So this is the next recipes and so on. And this is how you do a cookbook or other different book which require that kind of information. So that basically closed down the section I wanted to show you today on how to do nonfiction, author, that bio and memoir. Any question on what I showed you today? Something that you think I missed or didn't show you? Please unmute and talk to me. Nothing? Everyone is happy and satisfied? You're welcome. I hope it's going to be fun for you to play with. So if there's no other question, I will basically stop the recording and answer question outside the preview. So please leave a nice email, a nice feedback and a rating. So I'm reading all of them because we receive them as an email. So we're always happy to read our feedback and get better at it. So on this, my name is Manon Doucet. That was a pleasure to spend which day are we? 2 days with you. And hopefully you'll come back in other class. And this video will be on Discord under the nonfiction by tomorrow morning if I have no problem getting everything together. So on this, I will tell you happy rest of your weekend, and I will stop the recording.
Pages blank like a cloudless sky. Words I've chased but can't quite tie. My pen